Welcome back to the Capture Your Confidence podcast. We are here with our very, very best friend, Kim Mills, and we are talking about all things working smarter, not harder in motherhood, life, and business in anticipation for our 4th annual State of Women Conference, where we're going to be diving in really deep to all of these topics. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. 4th annual, you guys.
I know.
I love it.
4th annual.
So crazy.
And when you think back to how that baby started and what she is now, like, I'm so proud.
I mean, I was looking at some footage, putting some reels together, and I was like, wait, what year? I'm like counting on my fingers, like 2022.
Yeah.
That was the first one, right?
We've come so far.
And talk about working harder. Like the first year, just thinking about how hard we worked to pull that off, and how every year we've gotten smarter and smarter about it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, like anything, which I feel like we're going to get into this, but it is a heavy lift the first time you do it. And especially if you're doing it right. But then it's like, wow, we really did it right. So we can repeat this. And it's not such a heavy lift every time. Just really fun.
Yeah. I think it's so fitting that that's our theme for this year.
I know.
And we're all in such different areas of learning how to work smarter too. So it's going to be a really cool topic.
Yes.
So I thought it might be fun if we played a little rapid fire game where we talked about ways that we're working smarter, not harder in all areas of our life, motherhood, life, and business. Sound fun?
Love it.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with Steph, and we're going to start with life.
Okay.
Stephanie,
Yes.
how are you working smarter, not harder in life?
I am being on top of my calendar
Mm-hmm.
and calendaring things in advance, and everything that goes in my calendar gets at least 2 reminders. So I've shared this hack before, but I love it. And now I'm finding it to apply to other things. So my kid has a birthday party. So I put the birthday party in the calendar, but then I also put a reminder to get a gift. So whatever I put in the calendar, 1 or 2 other things also come with it.
That is so hot.
So then I'm going in the calendar and it's like, oh, 2 weeks I have this thing. So it's not like the day before I'm like, oh crap, that thing is tomorrow. It's like I've had 2 reminders to like put it in my brain.
So good. Will you share like what calendar, or do you this on your phone?
Yeah, Google Calendar, anything. So I just stick it on there and it's just a reminder. If it's like, hey, if you go through my calendar, it'll say like tickets for whatever go on sale next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week. So I have a whole week to think about, am I buying them? Do I want them? Like, are we going to do this thing?
You're not scrambling with it.
Yes. So when it's time, and even now, like in August, a lot of things for the holidays go on sale. So from the year before,
do you want to take over my calendar?
You want to be my wife?
Before,
like you're anything for the holidays.
so like last year, so I wanted to go to the Santa brunch for years.
Oh yeah.
And I just got my act together. So
She says she doesn't, the most act together person does not act together.
but this is what started it. So literally last year when I was like, dang it, they are sold out again because it's like November and I'm buying tickets. I went on the website and I was like, how do I get on an email list? How do I know when it's coming next year? And they said tickets go on sale August, whatever.
It's amazing.
So in my calendar for this year, so I went out a whole 9 months and I was like, tickets for this brunch that I've been trying to go to go on sale.
I just want you to know that this is coming from the woman who literally created a spreadsheet for me on summer camps because she knew that I was like not going to be able to hack it. And she's like, here are all the summer camps. Here are the dates that they open for registration. Here's the link you go to whenever you need to register. Like, here's the weeks that I'm sending my kids to these camps in case you want a jockey.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all, if you don't have a friend like this, you have to get you a friend, okay? You can't have mine. You're going to have to get a different one.
bot. Like, I'll buy that.
So so that's my life hack. Get on your calendar, friends.
I love you.
Good.
Oh my God.
Mine, oh my gosh, I wish it were as like great as Stephanie's. Mine is anything recurring that I do in my life, like usually like a beauty thing.
Mm-hmm.
I now do not leave unless I've rebooked.
Yes.
Can we talk about this? Because I swear to you, I just got my hair colored this week.
Whitney needs this.
I know. And they ask me every time, would you like to rebook? And I'm like, I'll call you when I'm ready. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Because you know what happens? I get to the point where I need it, but I got travel and things on the calendar and then I can't engineer it. It's like, girl, just put it on the calendar.
Yeah. So that has definitely been something that it's, again, if you're doing it that moment when you've just done it, you're like, okay, great. Then I don't have to think about this. So I do love removing the things like, I don't have to think about that. It's on the calendar. And then protect your calendar. Like, I'm really not going to try to reschedule these things because if it's hair or Botox or whatever the heck it is, like, you can't get back in when you want to. So it's like just the recurring ones. I try to just rebook.
So
at the desk,
right there
when I'm paying.
Yeah, or sometimes when I'm sitting in the chair getting a cold, I'll just redo it.
Geniuses, everyone. Yeah. So my life hack right now is just more of a function of where we are in our life. And I'm really good about sitting down either once a week or once a day and looking at what's ahead and knowing like, okay, these things have to get done. I'm not great at incorporating the rest of the world into that. And so what we've had to do is we've had to have a weekly conversation with my partner and I about like who needs to be where, when, and who's in charge of getting them to that thing. Because when you're both running businesses and you just literally have no idea like what's going to happen, there have been times this summer where we're like, can you get the kids? No, I can't. And then we're like scrambling. So we have to have a once a week conversation, mapping out who's going to get kids to and from all of these locations every single week. And that has, taken some of the heartache off the plate.
Yeah. I mean, a weekly touch point, I think it's great at any stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But man, the summer shuffle is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chaos. Okay. So let's go motherhood. So Stephanie, how are you working smarter, not harder in motherhood?
So it's a little similar to the life hack, but it is having conversations with my kids and looping them into decision making. So now we are a little older, right? So we're in the 7 and 8 year range. So looping them into plans that I'm trying to make so I can get their buy-in so that I kind of know if they're interested or not. And then letting go of the stuff that I actually thought they wanted to do and they told me they don't want to do and moving on.
Yes. That has to feel so good.
Yes. I'm like, you don't even want to go to this thing that I just bought tickets for or was going to do whatever for.
There's nothing more maddening than bending over backwards and spending a lot of money to plan an experience for your kids that they are ungrateful for. Well, I mean, Ladybug, did you ask if they wanted to do it? It's like revolutionary.
Yeah. Yeah. And just making them aware because yes, kids can change their mind and all these things, but just reiterating. So it's not like on the whim while they're running out the door, like, hey, do you want to go to this thing? And they say yes. And then they don't want to go. Yeah. But it's just really sitting down and like showing them the calendar. Okay, we've got this on this weekend. You have a soccer game here. You're going to this. We could do that. Or would you rather have the free time? Because that's the other thing I'm learning is that they really like the white space. Mm-hmm. And so making sure that that's in there. So, saying like, we can go here or we can just go home. And a lot of times they pick go home, which is, interesting to me. So it's really just involving them in decision making has been my hack of late.
Wow. I'm so impressed.
Okay, my motherhood hack. I will say carpool. Carpool. We've just gotten to a point where our sports stuff is like not very close to the house anymore. And so finding other kids who are close by that are going to the same practice has been amazing. And so what we've done is, let's say there's 4 people in this carpool. You just take the day. So you figure out what you're doing during the practice. Maybe you stay, maybe you get some errands done, whatever, but you're like off the hook. Like you basically take one a week or once every other week, which is so freeing. And then I actually look forward to it instead of feeling like this is just like a time suck and in the way, I'm the one that like stops and gets some hot snacks. Hint, boys always talk a little bit more when they get some nourishment. So that's always fun. So I do love carpool. I think also kind of to piggyback on what you said, Steph, I think we just did a vacation out in Colorado and I was trying to figure out what to do every day. And I did ask the kids, I'm like, what are you interested in doing? Right. So naturally we golfed a few days, but my youngest really wanted to go horseback riding. So I was like, okay, we're going to do that one day. And then we did a Jeep trip, like up the back of the mountain, which my oldest really, I don't think he knew what to expect, but he loved it because we got to see like ski runs that he had gone down that were way steeper with no snow, which was very interesting. But in planning that, I was like, I'm only planning one activity a day because then the rest of the day will take care of itself. Yeah. We can go for a hike. We can sit by the pool. We can chill out. We can read. We can work out, whatever, which everybody needs that space, right? So one activity a day and get their buy-in.
Yeah. I love this. Yeah. So my motherhood hack is more connection based. Anyone who is not new here will know that like creating a deeper relationship with my more intense child has felt not easy. And so one of the ways that we're doing that is through one-on-one dates. And that actually has been really wonderful and like things that he looks forward to. So I find that just when you separate the kids and it's one parent and one kiddo, they will talk so much more. It forges such a deeper connection. So in this season of my life, especially because things have been so busy with business, making time for one-on-one dates with the kids has been, I think, the only reason why the ship has not sunk. Right.
Yeah. And that's one, I mean, hang on to that. Like, keep that.
Yeah.
Keep that forever.
Good one,
because it is, I think we need it, but I think your kid really needs it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk business hacks. What is something Stephanie is doing to work smarter, not harder in business right now?
It is probably batching and trying to, I know our friend Holly talks about theme days, but I've tried to incorporate that like into my courthouse work where I'm trying to, designate tasks to various days or parts of the day. I think we've done a really good job batching the podcast, right? And with planning our State of Women conference, trying to streamline how we're doing things and getting rid of things that are not important or unnecessary. So I think that's the business hack in this season.
Love that. I think mine is just not writing such a long to-do list. I'm notorious for doing that, thinking I'm going to jam 12 things into one day. Some days you do that, but I've realized it actually makes me feel worse. I actually love doing the to-do list on my notes app just because I like the check mark that you get to check. But then it's just an easier place for me to track like what didn't get done. But I think for me, knowing what this particular summer was going to look like, I knew I needed to make space to not have a long to-do list, right? Like I literally was barely in Columbus in June. So I had to figure out like, how am I doing this? How am I still keeping the lights on, even though I'm not in town? And it wasn't bad. I still sold real estate, but I do think just making myself feel overwhelmed when I knew I wasn't going to be able to maybe complete all those things. I'm like done doing that. Just be more realistic and be honest and put the things that move the needle on the list. And the rest of the stuff, if you get to it, great. But if you don't, stop putting it on the list.
My work smarter, not harder business hack right now is training appropriately. And so if you know old Whitney, then you would know in the past, when I've hired people, I would just forward them things without any context, which as it turns out is not helpful and also kind of rude, if we're being honest. And so in this new phase where, it's not just me anymore, it's a company and I'm having to rely on other people to help execute the volume of work that's happening, I have found that really taking the time to appropriately train and document how we do things allows them to actually be good at their job. So I am striving so hard to create Loom videos that showcase how we do the work and write SOPs that help explain what our processes are so that my team can go and execute on my behalf, because you just cannot do it all yourself. And the problem is, I think a lot of people in my space specifically will hire help and then they will be frustrated that they feel like they still can't pass things off. And that's actually not a problem for your staff member because they're unequipped. It's a problem for your leadership because you didn't empower them appropriately. And taking that ownership and really stepping into that, it's been freeing for sure.
So great. Yeah. I mean, clarity is everything. I mean, I remember being in agency world and not having clarity, you just feel like you're kind of bumping into the walls, right? So if you're spending the time to make it clear, like you're actually allowing them to thrive.
For sure.
Clarity is kindness. Is that what they say, guys?
Yeah, clarity is
a real saying?
It is a real saying.
Yeah.
It is a real saying.
I missed one thing, and I literally just think I just had a brain fart. But on I think it was Motherhood hacks, I've been trying to teach my kids how to use a calendar. And I know that sounds so dumb.
No.
But
a life skill, babe.
Yeah. But think about it. They're on these phones. I mean, I'm in the world where their life is on a phone. Unfortunately, that starts young. And I actually bought a paper calendar for my oldest because I was looking at the summer and I'm like, you actually, even if you only put your sports stuff on this calendar, be able to visually see how far out this is or actually how close this is, right? So you're preparing every day. And he hung it on his wall. Like it's been really helpful. So using the calendar, but teaching your kids also how to use a calendar, I think is very important.
Such a sweet life skill.
Yeah.
And something we can all do. I mean, we all either have a family calendar or a kitchen calendar. I mean, heck, my office is a quarter of the year calendar on the wall, and even bringing them in and be like, hey, let's put your practices on this calendar so we know when we have to be where, right? And that just modeling of getting them into the habit of being like, yo, when you have a commitment, you have to honor the commitment and remember that that's the thing you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you liked hearing these hacks and you are interested in some more, where can the people come to find more of these things.
Yeah, so we are hosting our 4th annual State of Women Conference. It is the place that you want to be if you are a woman that is trying desperately to juggle all of the components of your life, motherhood, business, all the things. It is going to be a power-packed day of incredible speakers, lots of motivation, lots of connection and inspiration, and of course, a lot of tips and tricks to help you manage all of this and work smarter, not harder. So you can find all the information at the link in our show notes.
Get in the room. We want to see it.
Yes. Talk to you soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.